All right, folks, thanks for tuning in to this final regular season matchup for the Harvey High School JV girls. It's a strong squad so far as they've already clinched the #1 seed in the Southern Division. This is an exhibition match against the visiting Fredericton Christian Academy Eagles, who play in the West Division. So Lakers just kind of getting a tune-up. They have the long weekend off, of course, and then next weekend it will be off to regionals, although where exactly that is yet to be determined. I understand right now in the West, things are pretty tight up at the top of the division, so games going on right now will determine whether the Lakers will be traveling to Nakawick, Grand Falls, or St. Quentin. Lots of different options there, but either way, girls definitely looking to end their season here at home with a bang. FCA, not sure exactly where they are in the standings, whether this was a learning year or if they're in the mix to compete at regionals, but either way, I'm sure the Eagles would love a win as well, as they do like to come into this building and try to come away with victories as often as possible. Lakers in their nice new black jerseys this season. Big thanks to everyone who helped contribute to the fundraising for those new jerseys. That is, of course, with the exception of their libero, Sarah Drost, who is wearing the green #7. I expect we'll see a lot of her rotating in to help out defensively on the back row. As we do see the referees starting to take their place. We got 2 referees tonight. Familiar faces here in the David McMullen Gymnasium if you've been watching volleyball this season. Big thanks to Casey DeMerchant, who is standing up at the crow's nest, and Serena Bradford, who's just going over a few final details with the scorer's iPad over there at the Don Fletcher minor officiating table. Looks like the minor officials for this evening will be Jordan Hill, I believe, on the scoreboard in the gym, and Claire Williams working the iPad with athletic director Mike Fletcher down there supervising. Girls take their place, and it looks like the 6 girls out there to start in regular jerseys will be #2, Olivia Albert, #5, Ella Durrett, #10, Willow Shepard, #9, Gabrielle Little, #12, Adeline Albert, and #6, Grace Cleghorn, with Sarah Dross getting ready to sub in that back row. Referee Bradford just double-checking the rotation. For the visitors, we have #13, Neve Surgener, #7, Kate Robertson, #12, Fiona Essen, as well as a few girls in the back row. We'll get to them as the game goes on. Ella Durrett starting things off nicely with an ace. That's a great way to get things started, as girls have a nice little celebration dance there. I'm sure Ella loved that as she goes back to try to get another one. And there's another ace for Durrett, as again we get the big celebration there. Lakers up 2-0 here in the early going. Not sure. Oh, waiting for something at the scorer's table. Oh, I think it might just be an audio cord. And, oh yeah, you can hear the static there. I might just have to unplug that. There you go. Referee Bradford takes care of that, as referee DeMerchant whistles things in. Another nice serve from Durrett. This one's fielded. That's sent over by, I believe, #7, Kate. Nope, check that. #12, Fiona Essen. Olivia Albert puts it over, and Eagles can't quite handle it, so there's another point for the home side. Lakers showing off the strength that got them this #1 seed in the South, as coaches Ava Grieve and Mackenzie Grieve look on with approval. Serve sent over, direct response from Albert. She backs away now to get ready. Ooh, nice dig by Albert. Gabby Little tries to put it up, but caught in an awkward position on her back foot, and that will be the first point scored for the Eagles. Oh, sorry. 3-1. As it is #13, Neve Surgener. Good service over, fielded by Durrett. Set by Little. Big hit by Albert, but it's caught there by the libero for the visitors, Eva Martel, and Lakers' attempts to put it over will not go. So Eagles cutting the lead now and looking to tie things up. Off the hands of Neve Surgener. Little with the set, and Olivia Albert sends that to the back corner. Olivia Young with the serve, and Gabby Little sending it over on the second hit. Pass up front to Young. Here's number 12, Fiona Essen sending it over. Ella Durrett in the back row has that. Adeline Albert with the set, setting up her younger sister Olivia for a nice hit to the back corner. FCA scrambling, but they do get it over. Durrett to Albert, who sends it over on the second hit. And a bit of a miscommunication there as Lakers give that one up. Solid rally. Longest we've had so far in the early goings of this game. And now we're all tied up. Surgener, that's again fielded by Durrett to Little and wind up for the hit for Albert. Looking back corner, but Fiona Essen has been solid on defense in that corner. There she is again with a really nice dig. Great work by number 12 in the blue and white. Right in the front of the net, and that's a little tough to play. Caught the Eagles kind of frozen up. So Lakers will take the point, and it's Gabrielle Little getting ready to serve. Little coming off what I understand was a pretty successful hockey season, and showing some athletic ability in multiple sports now as she scores the point there on an ace. Second service is up. That's fielded directly by the Eagles. Adeline Albert with the serve over to sister Olivia for the hit. Young. Essen with the response. That goes right in front of Olivia. Albert just can't quite get there underneath that. And so it's the Eagles scoring again. 4 serving 5 now as Libero Martel swaps off. And we get, I believe that's number 8, Sophia Solven, checking into the game. Battle up at the front of the net. Adeline Albert comes away victorious as that point goes to the Lakers. And here's number 2 now, Olivia Albert, back to serve. One of quite a few grade 9 students on this team. It is a pretty young team as Albert with the 4th Lakers ace so far in this game. 7-4 now. Another solid serve by Albert, fielded by the Libero Martel. Grace Cleghorn just punches that over, but good response from, I believe that was Olivia Young, FCA's primary setter, as Sarah Dross going to check into the back row, spell off Olivia Albert. And here's Essen. Little pre-serve ritual as puts that up for the nice overhand serve. Dross gets that, and unfortunately that's spinning around a little hard to play for her teammate Willow Shepherd, both girls in grade 10. And I'm fairly certain they were on this team last year as well. Quite a few returning players. Volleyball, a pretty popular sport here at Harvey High. 6 serving 7, sorry for the late correction to the scoreboard. Willow Shepherd with a good hit. Martel has it. And campfire ball there. Good placement by Matea Collicott to tie things up. These two teams going back and forth here. And it will be Fiona Essen. Another overhand serve. Falls well. Ella Durrett has that. And, oh, bit of confusion there. And it falls to the Lakers side. This is the Eagles' first lead of the evening. And Fiona Essen looking to extend it now. Very strong at the service line. Another good one. There's Durrett with the pass. Adeline Albert over to Willow Shepherd for a good hit, but Essen is there. Young puts it up. Here's number 11, Matea Collicott with a hit. That bounces out, and Lakers have to scramble to try to get that one. Can't get there in time. So the Eagles starting to pull away now. Great service run here by Essen. As Coach Cassia Watt of the Eagles looks on with approval. Here's Sarah Dross, second hit. That just skips over. Good heads-up play by Collicott. And here's Ella Durrett now. Adeline Albert with the set. Willow Shepherd, great placement by Willow Shepherd. Gave that ball just enough vertical lift to get over the defenders, but it fell right behind them. Not enough room for the Eagles to get there. And here's Albert. Big serve, has to back up the defender there, Sergener, trying to catch the Eagles out of position. Durrett with the set, and there's Grace Cleghorn with a good hit. Fielded well by Martel. Eagles send it over. Here's Durrett. And again, a big hit from Shepherd. Picks her spot well. Couple of good snipes in a row there from number 10 in grade 10, Willow Shepherd. And now the Lakers have tied things up. So here's Adeline Albert for another serve. Ball the line, but Eagles elect to play it. Dross from the back row. Albert sending it over, looks to pick a weak spot. Martell sending it. That's, right at the front of the net, and tough break for the Lakers. Can't quite corral that one. So Eagles back ahead by the slimmest of margins. It will be number 10, Olivia Young, back to serve. I believe she's been kind of the primary setter for this Eagles squad. And winding up for another strong overhand serve as well. Ball high, but it did just skim the speaker up there. Tough break for Sarah Drost and her home side, Lakers, as they will surrender the point there on the dead ball. And here comes Young again. That'll catch the net, though. So Lakers will capitalize on the faulty serve. And it looks like it's Grace Cleghorn back to serve. Yet another grade 9 student, as we mentioned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 grade 9s on the roster for this Lakers squad. As ball sneaks over and Eagles can't quite control it. Yet again, we're all tied up. As you see the interesting positioning here at the net front for both teams. Serve comes high, but it catches the Eagles almost unaware. Nice save by Shepherd, and very close to the crow's nest. And Gabby Little couldn't quite pull up at the right time. Always got to be careful sprinting full force when you're around that net front. So Eagles will take the point as the serve from Sophia Solvin goes over. Here's Durrett with a nice hit. And that's played by the Eagles, but can't quite get there. Nice kill from Ella Durrett to tie things up. And now it's Willow Shepherd back to serve. Pre-service ritual here, and there it goes over. Essen to Surgener. And now Lakers have it. Gabby Little looking for a corner. And nice hit there from number 11, Matea Collicott, picking her spot. And was in a good position to hit it cross court, but elected to go short side there. Found a bit of a gap in the Lakers defense. And now it's the Eagles with the lead. Collicott, strong overhand serve. This is generally just a strong service team here as Gabrielle Little comes up to put that into the second row. Martell has it. Gets it past the first wave of defenders, but Olivia Albert back on the court has that. Offers some good front row attacks as a nice hit by Albert is fielded by Collicott. Albert with the set now. Set back to Durrett, and Gabrielle Little using that height to poke it over. Nice play at the front of the net as Little changed the trajectory there to make sure she put that ball where she wanted it. And here's Shepherd again. Serve, and the Eagles correctly calling that out. And that'll be a point for the visitors as we round the halfway point of this first set. Teams very much back and forth. I think the biggest lead was a 3-0 lead to start for the Lakers, and since then it's been very tight. Two evenly matched teams. Sent over by Essen on the third hit. Durrett, sneaky setter's move, but the libero Martell was ready. Albert looking for the back corner, and that's sent over by Essen. Adeline Albert passing it up, setting up for the hit, but that will catch the top of the net. So Eagles will score the point now. And this sends Surgener back for another service. Whistled in by DeMerchant. Shepherd with a tough ball to play. Ella Durrett, valiant effort to try to get a hand on it, but couldn't quite direct it back towards her teammates. So this will give Surgener another kick at the can as Sarah Dross checking back in for some back row defense. It's up to the overhand serve. Solid. Gets over and sends it to Gabby Little. Big hit from Olivia Albert. Collicott has that in the back corner. Grace Cleghorn passing it up from the back row, and here's Little again trying to pick that corner. Lakers keep sending it cross court, but Eagles, excellent defense in the corner there. Good net front play as I believe that was Olivia Young pushed it over. Lakers stuck in a position where they're forced into lift, and now Eagles with their biggest lead of the afternoon, or really evening, I should say. Another solid serve. Nice work. Dross coming up, but unfortunately that reception will go out of bounds. So another Eagles point. And it's been a while since I've seen Ava and Mackenzie Grieve coach a game. I'm not sure how quick they are to use their timeouts. Coaches do get 2 per set. Of course, you don't want to use them all. That would slow things down considerably, and usually you don't need to. Serve from Durrett falls short. There's a rare misfire from number 5, Ella Durrett, one of the 6 rookie grade 9 players on this squad. And here's number 7, Kate Robertson. Grace Cleghorn has that. Nice dig by Adeline Albert. Third hit, just couldn't get the right angle on it. Good effort from the Lakers defense, but Eagles starting to fly away. And here's Kate Robertson now. Grace Cleghorn. Ella Durrett looking to get it as close to the front of the net as possible. Gabby Little, good work to get it over, but unfortunately fell out of bounds. And the Eagles will get another point now. As here's Robertson with a nice overhand serve. And Little stuck in an awkward place to try to direct that back. And now it's Robertson again. Going for another overhand. Olivia Albert. Gabby Little with the pass, and Sarah Dross has to send it over from the back row and catches Serena Bradford on the head from her referee's position. She's smiling though. Glad to see no serious injuries. Just kind of caught her unawares as she has changed her position now. Big thanks to Serena Bradford and Casey DeMerchant. If you've been watching Lakers volleyball, they have reffed quite a lot this season, really giving a lot of time to the players to make sure they can play the game they love. Here we are, set point for the Eagles, but it is not to be. Lakers still have some life in them. And now ball on the hands of number 9 in grade 9, Gabrielle Little. She's got to go on a bit of a run to keep the Lakers' hopes alive. And there's Young. Almost sent over, but some good defense at the front of the net from Grace Cleghorn. And there's another point for the Lakers. We'll see how long they can keep this going. They need an 8-point run to tie things up. Not unheard of. We'll see, 1 point at a time. Snuck over. Oh, nice work by Sarah Dross keeping that alive. Adeline Albert one-handed. Grace Cleghorn in the front of the net. Beautiful dig by Young keeping it alive. Now another net front hit. Little, and it's over. A couple of really nice plays to keep that rally alive, but ultimately falling on the Lakers side as they drop this first set 25-16. Really a tale of 2 sets as all through the first half up until about 13-14 it was very much back and forth, and then FCA pulling away in that second half to secure themselves the first victory. Now, where this is an exhibition, there's no game scheduled after this, and we are going into a long weekend. I expect the girls will play all 5 sets, regardless of the outcome. And both teams have decent-sized rosters, 11 players dressed for the Lakers tonight. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 for FCA as well. So, should be a good night for all players and teams getting some good volleyball experience. Take a moment to shout out the folks working up here behind the scenes as well. Big thanks to Michael Breed at the console position and Jay Gillett working camera 2, getting those tight angles so you can get a better look at the service and whatnot. We'll thank our minor officials as well. Big thanks to Jordan Hill, Claire Williams, and Mr. Michael Fletcher, our athletic director. The games cannot happen without those minor officials, as we see the close-up there on the Don Fletcher minor officiating table. Don was in today, actually, doing some substitute teaching. They had him running around quite a lot. He had some phys ed classes outdoors, some outdoor duty. But a big thanks to all the contributions he made over the years here in the David McMullen Gymnasium. Referee Serena Bradford has given the lineup card to Williams, as I believe she's putting that in to the iPad. And we've got the Lakers coming out. There are a few lineup changes. Actually, yeah, they're all the players who were not playing in that first set are now on the court. We've added number 11, Danica Guittard, number 8, Rebecca Astle, number 3, Emmy McMullen, and number 4, Molly Grieve. Looks like some substitutions on the Eagles side as well. I see number 3. Oh, I think it's number 3. Hard to tell with the hair sometimes blocking the numbers. Yes, I believe that is number 3, former Laker Rachel Burgoyne. Number 10, Olivia Young, still out there. Number 5, Grace Christie. Number 8, Sophia Solvin. And the other girls aren't quite angled. Oh, number 6, Charlotte Pond. And number 13, Neve Surgener. It will be the Eagles starting things off on this second set. Here's the service for number 6, Pond. Guittard has that. Ella Durrett with the set. Rebecca Astle, good cross-court hit. But a nice reception by Eva Martel. Astle to Adeline Albert. Back over to Astle. Martel has it, though. Here's Young, and setting up for a hit from Burgoyne, but that will go out of bounds. Oh, sorry, I better reset those scores. As Lakers strike first in the second set. Yet again, it is Ella Durrett first up at the service line. As that one unfortunately comes short, and it will be the Eagles taking over. Number 10, Olivia Young. Not sure if she's the captain. Her name was highlighted when I saw the iPad and I was writing down the roster. Not sure what that means, but could be a captain. Could just be the last name that had to be edited. That's a strong service. Lakers can't quite field it. And Eagles go up 2-1 now in the early going. And it will be Young back to serve as Coach Watt offering a couple words of encouragement. Big service. Molly Grieve fields that, and a bit of confusion there as a couple of Lakers not quite sure who was supposed to get that. And it's the Eagles with the early lead now. Good service by Young, back corner. Grieve has that, but it goes high. That will hit the ceiling and score a point for the Eagles. So Olivia Young on a bit of a nice run. That's technically an ace there. Nice serve. Ooh. Yeah, tough break. Good call there by referees DeMerchant and Bradford. I thought that was going out as well. Nice topspin on that ball from Young. As just generally, this has been a pretty strong serving squad out of FCA. Another good service. Grieve with a good pass. Astle with the set, and Danica Guittard will send that over. There's Surgener over to Burgoyne with the hit. Direct response, and just sending it back and forth now. Martel looking for the corner. Nice motion there by Molly Grieve to keep it alive. Hit from Guittard, picks her spot. Really nice by Danica Guittard. The Eagles didn't really make a move for it, but even if they had, I don't know if there was anyone who would have gotten there in time. She threaded that right as close to the line as possible. Here's Adeline Albert with the serve now for the Lakers. Looking to get momentum back on their side, but good response there from the Eagles as their libero, Eva Martel, sends it over. She's going to swap out now, and it is number 8, Sophia Solvin, checking in. And here comes Burgoyne. Served a lot at the middle school level in this gym as she attended here at Harvey from grade 6 to 8. Danica Guittard, savvy veteran move at the front of the net. Guittard, one of 2 grade 11 players on this roster. The other Adeline Albert is just handing off the service now. As here's Rebecca Astle, grade 9. Sends it up and over. Martel has it. Surgener. And in an awkward spot there for Grace Christie. Nice slide to try to play that, but unfortunately just couldn't quite get where she wanted it. So here's Rebecca Astle now. Solid service. As trying to sneak it over on the second hit of Surgener. Good heads-up play by Durrett to keep it alive. Guittard. And that sneaks under the net. As pass was right up front against it. Molly Grieve in an awkward spot to try to play that. Here's the service from Christie. That does fall short. So Lakers have it. They do trail, but not by too much. And now here's Guittard. Strong server from what I remember last season. Yeah, there you go. Nice overhand serve to Martel and sent over by number 6 Charlotte Pond. Oh, nice attempt at the front of the net to keep it alive, but just couldn't continue it. So ball comes to number 13, Neve Surgener. 8 serving 3 now. It's a nice low serve. Emmy McMullen has that. Over to Guittard, and Molly Grieve sending it over, looking back row. But Christie is there. And Olivia Young trying to get cute with it at the front of the net. Tried to sneak it over one-handed, but ended up a little too low. So Lakers will take the point. As Grieve, oh, that was a strong serve. Came out like a bullet, but unfortunately caught the top of the net. So I'll have to watch out for her next time she's at the service line as Martel checks out and Rachel Burgoyne is back in the front line for the visitors. Here's Durrett with the pass. Emmy McMullen setting it over on the second hit. McMullen again. Albert back inside and Ellen Durrett setting it over one-handed. Lakers scrambling, but they're getting it done. Here's a bit more of a traditional receive as Albert setting up Durrett for the pass and McMullen hit just a little low. And that'll make it 10 serving 6 for Sophia Solvin's serve. Durrett, good receive. Molly Grieve will send it over on the second hit. Pond is there. Oh, no, sorry, check that. That was Christie in the back row. Pond was the one who hit it and ultimately got the kill. And now it's Sophia Solvin back again. Solid serve. This is Rebecca Astle with a direct response. Durrett to McMullen, and Durrett again one-handed sends it over. Here's Young. Winding up for a big hit is Ella Durrett. Nice work by Molly Grieve. Kept it alive initially, but just out of reach for the Lakers. And getting some support from the new bleachers there. As Emmy McMullen sneaks it over, but Burgoyne was ready. Oh, no. And there was, I believe, a net touch. As timeout. Oh, no. Never mind. A lot of hands going in a lot of directions, but the point did go up on the Lakers side. Timeout called by Ava and Mackenzie Grieve. And this stoppage in play is a good moment to shout out our sponsors. Big thanks to our premium sponsors for this year. Bill Gammon, Black's Grocery and Cafe, Briggs and Little, David C.A. Williams Renovations, Dr. Dan Fletcher, Excel Manufacturing, Harvey High Helpers, Harvey Insurance, Hundredfold Acre Puppies, the Little Village Vacation Resort for Dogs, Paul Equipment, your local Devlon and Bobcat Heavy Equipment dealer, RSEI Consultants Ltd, Scott Pierce at Remax East Coast Elite Realty, and the Station House. Our sponsors help us to improve the viewing experience and get more students involved in these streams. We have multiple levels available and accept sponsorships from both groups and individuals. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor, please check the video description for our contact information. And while it is a little late in the year to sponsor this year, if you're interested, we'll always be willing to negotiate whatever prorated amount is appropriate. But of course, we'd love to continue this next year as well. So if you are interested, feel free to get in touch for this year, next year, or beyond. And if you're a student out there listening, we'd love to get you involved as well. The stream team does not survive without contributions from the student volunteers who give so graciously of their time. And we'll be graduating quite a few key contributors this year, so if you're interested, please don't hesitate. Here's Emmy McMullen as Lakers got the first point out of the timeout. Good service by McMullen. And Eagles having a hard time with that. Lakers with another point now as they try to fight back into this thing. Hit just a little too hard. Might have been picturing the ball as a French teacher's head and just kind of gave a bit too much force behind that one. As the Eagles will take the point. It's now 14 serving 8. Here's Albert with the pass, and teammates froze up a little bit. As a bit of a miscommunication. That's something I know that the girls stressed a lot last year, was communicating on the court. It's something you can always improve in, especially at the high school level. So something they may be talking about at the next timeout or stoppage in play. Here's Rebecca Astle with a nice hit over and caught the Eagles unaware. Well up and over the head of the front row, but the back row wasn't quite ready for it. Not sure if we're double checking the rotation here. Ella Durrett chatting with, okay. Yeah, I think she might just be getting confirmation of where she needs to be, as Lakers are showing the numbers to referee Serena Bradford. And we did see last night during the senior boys game, the boys unfortunately surrendered a point on a rotation error. Ultimately, it didn't matter, as the boys did win that game against Grand Manan, but still something you don't want to give up unnecessarily, as that service is out of bounds, and it will be Eagle ball. Here's Olivia Young getting ready for the serve. Nice service from Young, and just a little off-kilter hit from McMullen, so Young maintains it. I believe she scored 3 at her first time around this set. Here comes another one. Molly Grieve with a good pass. Guittard looking back row, and nice work by Guittard. Misplayed by the Eagles, and Lakers will capitalize. They trail by 7, but still plenty of time in the set to get these back. And here's Adeline Albert, one of their veterans, looking to start that comeback, and good placement there. That's just out of reach for Sophia Salvin. And you see Coach Cassia Watt giving them some footwork advice there. Albert, another good serve. And, awkwardly hit, but they do get it over. It's Rachel Burgoyne. Albert sneaks it over. Burgoyne again with a hit, and Albert with a dig, almost got it over. Teammates couldn't quite grab it at the front of the net. Nice play by Adeline Albert, trying to keep it alive, but unfortunately, it is still the Eagles who get the point. And now it's Rachel Burgoyne with the ball on her hand. Service up and over. There's Adeline Albert. Rebecca Astle will take it, but that does not go through the antennae. So it is the Eagles' ball, as they are starting to approach that number 25. Ever since halfway through the first set, Lakers have had some trouble here hanging with the Eagles. The Eagles have really turned it up and hit from the Lakers out of bounds. As Eagles are first to the 20-point mark, they need 5 more to close it out and put a bit of a stranglehold on this exhibition match. Here's Burgoyne. Albert with the first hit. Astle setting up Guittard for a good hit, but Olivia Young is there in the back row. Astle gets hands on it. Adeline Albert, and back to Astle again, who sends it over. Here's Molly Grieve with a set, and Guittard, mistimes that. And that will be Eagles points. 10-point lead now for the visitors in blue, as Rachel Burgoyne gets ready to serve this over. Solid service comes from Molly Grieve with the direct response. Young, pass up to Surgeoner, and a big hit, but Ella Durrett is there in the back row, and froze up her teammates, as a couple of girls not quite sure what to do there. Ava Grieve reminding them to call ball. Grieve with a pretty strong volleyball career herself here as a Laker. Ava Grieve, at least, if I remember correctly. I believe her team won provincials in her grade 12 year. As for Mackenzie, I'm not 100% sure. But I wouldn't be surprised to learn she had a pretty successful career in green and gold as well. Here's Burgoyne. She's on a nice run so far. Just 2 more to close this out. Penultimate point now. As Guittard hits it over. Nice placement by Danica Guittard. Lakers still have some life in them. Very little margin for error. As Rebecca Astle has the ball on her hands. Number 8 in grade 9, as that's caught by the libero. Ella Durrett with a good pass up, and hit from McMullen will go out of bounds. So now it is set point for the Eagles. And here's Grace Christie looking to close things out in this second set. Solid service up and over. Astle has that pass right at the front of the net, and tough break for the Lakers as Guittard went over to ensure it went, but unfortunately touched the net coming in. So that will be a second victory for the Eagles. They take this one 25-12. And Lakers with their backs against the wall now, as they need 3 consecutive set wins to hope they can take this exhibition. Although if you are just tuning in, as we mentioned, it is an exhibition matchup. Lakers have already punched their ticket to the regional tournament next weekend. That will be played in one of 3 places, depending on who the number 1 seed ends up being in the West. That is yet to be determined as games are still going on. It will be either in Nakowick, Grand Falls, or St. Quentin, as both teams from the South Single A division will make it. The Lakers seated in first, Samuel de Champlain Jaguars seated second. There will be 4 teams from the West. Got to imagine Nakowick, John Caldwell, and Polyvalente et Agi Savoie, the 3 teams in the running to host. Got to imagine those would be 3 of the top 4 seeds. Not sure who the 4th is. See if maybe I can look that up now that there's a stoppage in play. But FCA could be in the mix, or it might be another team in the West. But either way, those 6 teams will play a tournament, and the top 4 will advance to provincials the weekend after. So Lakers really this is more of a tune-up match than anything else. The results will not have an impact on their season, but of course, you always want to end the season on the high note. There are no games next week, as it is just practices devoted to that preparation. Let's see if I check out the NBIAA website. We'll see what they're telling me for the Single A JV girls in the West. Might be able to get the updated standings. As Lakers cheer to come out, it looks like yet again there are some lineup changes. Gabrielle Little, Willow Shepherd, and Olivia Albert have all checked back into the game. Ella Durrett, Rebecca Astle, and Molly Grieve are still going to be out there, as well as the libero from time to time, number 7 in the green jersey, Sarah Drost. All right, as we wait for the results and standings from this season to load, we'll take a look at the Eagles out there. Number 2, Tu Lee, is out there up front, as well as number 7, Kate Robertson, and number 13, Neve Surgener. In the back row will be number 11, Matea Collicott, number 10, Olivia Young, and currently the libero, number 9, Ava Martel, as it is the Eagles striking first. And sorry, looks like we lost connection with the scoreboard here. We'll try to get that fixed for you in just a moment. All right, so there's another point for both sides. As 2-1 are the Eagles. Here's number 7, Kate Martell. That just sneaks over, but Rebecca Astle is ready. To Lee with a nice hit. Great cross-court hit by number 2, making her presence known. Puts it in front of libero Sarah Drost. And that'll be another point for the visitors. If they can win this set, they will have secured themselves the exhibition victory. And again, great placement. There's an ace from number 7, Kate Robertson. Nice run to start for the team in blue and white. And here it is again. Rebecca Astle has that direct response. Collicott coming in from the back row to take that in. Ooh, high hit comes in from Rachel Burgoyne. Might have been a 50-50 ball. Lakers elect to play it and make contact. So no matter where it fell, it is an Eagles point. That serve from Robertson is low. So Lakers will get one back. And here's Gabby Little in the back row. Over to Ava Martell, but can't quite get it over, so Lakers will take the point. And we do have an update for the Single A West Division. Lots of teams in that one. This FCA squad finished 4-4 in their regular season. It looks like it is Polyvalente à Savoie who finishes 8-0, and I believe they will be hosting regionals next weekend in St. Quentin. They will be joined by Nakawick, Heartland, and SMA, St. Mary's. And Willow Shepherd sends that over, but defenders on the Eagle side guilty of touching the net, so that will tie things up. And now it's Gabrielle Little with the service, looking to pull ahead for the first time this set. Little sending it over to Lee, keeps it alive. There's a nice one-handed hit. That bounces off the top of the net, but then falls out of bounds. Interesting play, almost kept it alive. It was a good scramble by Collicott, but unfortunately just couldn't get the finish she was hoping for. Olivia Albert. That falls just short of the net, and so we're all tied back up again. Looking a lot like the first set where things were very close up until halfway through the set before the Eagles started to pull away. We'll see if the Lakers can get a different result this time. Service from Lee will catch the top of the net there. And, getting a reserve possibly. Yep, I believe that is a reserve. Point still on the board though, so not sure. And Shepherd gets it over. Burgoyne looks back corner. Nice movement by Durrett in the back row to keep it alive. Gabby Little sends it on the second hit. Point is off the board now. We are still at 6-all. That ball close to the edge, but Matea Collicott's kill is good, as referee DeMerchant, who has the best view of it, making that call. And here's Thule again. Third service now. Ball up and over. Grieve gets that. Direct response from Young, but Olivia Albert's there. Grieve sending it over. But the libero Martel is there. And Albert getting a hand on it, but couldn't angle it with enough air underneath to her teammate. So it is the Eagles' point. 8 serving 6 now. Service comes, sneaks over. Astle was waiting for it to come one way, but the net changed the trajectory at the last second. Had to adjust and couldn't quite get there in the right angle. So a nice run here for number 2, to Lee. Here's the set from Albert, and Molly Grieve looking back corner. Surgener is there. Burgoyne sends it over. Albert and Little have it. Front of the net, Molly Grieve with a good recovery there after the initial touch is blocked. Astle, nice dig there, keeping it alive. And scrambling on the third hit are the Eagles. They do not connect. Can't quite get it over on that third. And so Lakers get the point off a good play from Rebecca Astle to keep that one alive. And here's Astle with the service now. Lee coming up but can't quite get there. So Astle recording a point, and now Lakers just one away from tying things up. And here she comes back again. Up and over. As Burgoyne with the hit. Nice dig from Durrett, keeping it alive. Molly Greaves sends it cross court. Lee is there. Here's Young to Collicott, sending it, but smart play by Astle to let that go out. That's out of bounds, and now we are yet again all tied up. 9 serving 9 as DeMerchant whistles it in. Service from Astle. Martell to Young, and a bit of a tough angle there for Collicott to play it. Now Lakers have regained the lead by a slim margin, but looking to build on it. And there it goes, sent right back over, and a bit of a miscommunication there between Astle and Little. And that'll go, point will go to the Eagles. Ooh, solid hit from Olivia Young, and all the girls, looked like all 6 of them ran to try to get that. It was Durrett who made contact, goes rolling into the bags there, diving in like it's a French project, just going in 100%. There's Gabby Little with the receive, and Molly Grieve tries to send it over. Can't get enough air under it, so Eagles will take the point. 12 serving 10 off the hands of Olivia Young. She's had a strong evening from the service line. Sends that right to Durrett. Olivia Albert is there looking for a mid-range hit, and Neve Surgener gets that kind of caught up at the top of the net. So Lakers have the point now, and here's Molly Grieve, one of 3 grade 10 students on this roster. Service falls a little short. And it is Rachel Burgoyne's serve now, wearing number 3. We don't have the grades for all of the FCA players. We do know Rachel's in grade 9. Other than that, it's a bit of a mystery. Collicott, couple of Eagles players there, but the double team does seem to work as Ella Durrett can't quite field it towards a teammate. And that'll be a 3-point lead now for the Eagles. This is right around when they started to pull away in the first set as well. See if the Lakers can change history this time. Oh, nicely snuck over by Willow Shepherd. And big hit, but Olivia Albert's there. Ella Durrett one-handed keeping it alive, and Shepherd just getting stuck at the top of the net. Mistiming that one. And we'll have Sarah Drost check into the back row again, spelling off Rebecca Astle. Just a short stoppage in play as Shepherd ties her shoe, but we're all good now. Referee DeMerchant whistles it in from the crow's nest. Here's Little, and Grieve will send it. Rachel Burgoyne is ready, but puts it a little beyond the reach of her teammate. So Lakers get it back. Stop the bleeding temporarily. We'll see if Willow Shepherd, another of the 3 grade 10 students, all 3 of them in the back row there, in Shepherd, Grieve, and Drost. And an ace there from Willow Shepherd as Lakers do their celebration dance. What they call a campfire ball, when it kind of goes right in the middle of a few players and no one's quite sure where the responsibility lies. We'll see if she can get another one now. Service high from Shepherd, and it will not crest, so that is an Eagles point. 3-point lead. And it's number 11, check that, Matea Collicott. Back to serve. She's a strong hitter and has a good service there too. And hit from the back row to try to put it over. Can't quite get the angle right. And Durrett sliding ends up putting it under the net. So Eagles open up a 4-point lead now. Big high service, or throw for the service rather, from Collicott. I think she might have put that a bit higher than she had planned. And it will be Lakers serve. Olivia Albert, wearing number 2, in the back row, gets ready to send it over. Fielded by Young. Oh, bit of confusion there, but the Eagles do get it over. Astle smartly puts it right back over, trying to keep the confusion going. Durrett looking to do the same, but unfortunately catches the top of the net there. So it will be point for the visitors as number 13, Neve Surgener, goes back to serve. Surgener, good solid service. Astle is there, puts it right over the front of the net and forces the double touch on the Eagles side. Really nice placement as Dross is back in. Olivia Albert will grab a bit of a breather. Nice service from Durrett for the Lakers. Robertson sends it over. Astle's there with the pass, but can't direct it where she needs to, so that is a point for the visitors. 19 serving 15 is a bit of confusion in the rotation, but Eagles finally figured that out. It's Kate Robertson with the serve. That will fall short though, so Lakers take it. And here's Gabrielle Little. Sends the service over. And, good scramble by the Eagles as, who's that, number 10, Olivia Young. Very sharp angle play. But from almost in the bleachers, manages to put it over and put it right between 2 Lakers defender. Great placement by number 10 in blue. Here's number 2, Lee, up for the service as Astle tries to field that, can't quite direct it to a teammate. And now it's a 5-point lead as we approach the end of this third set. And with the Eagles up 2-0 already, 4 more points will secure the victory. Lakers not done yet though, as they will record the point there. And now it is Rebecca Astle's opportunity at the service line to get a few more. Good service from Astle. Forces Lee up into an awkward spot, and Burgoyne has to send it over. Astle with the pass. Grieve looking back corner, but Surgener is there. Collicott with a good hit. Astle again. Solid first pass. And now we have another Lakers point. Great work there by the girls on that rally. As Coach Watt for the Eagles will send her libero Martel into the back row for some added defense. Serve right on the line. Eagles elect to play it. Collicott, big hit, as Durrett does get a hand on it, but unfortunately sends it a little too high. So 22 serving 18 now. As we're going to have Olivia Young in the back row. It's Young, big hit. And that's an ace, as Lakers can't quite get there in time. Her second of the evening. And here's Young back to serve again. And fielded by Little, but it does go out of bounds, so it is now set point and match point indeed for the Eagles. And here's Olivia again. Back to serve. Lakers need this point. Durrett with the pass. Grieve sending it over, looking in the back corner. Lee is there. Have to scramble, and that ball goes over the head of referee DeMerchant. So Lakers still in this one. 19-24. Ball on the hands of number 4, Molly Grieve. Good service from Grieve. Martel has to scramble to field that. Lakers have some encouragement. Grieve, one of their veteran players, a strong server. Obviously, you don't ever want to be in a position when set point is with your opponents, but Grieve, a good server to have in that position. Ball comes high. Burgoyne sends it over. Grieve with the dig, but unfortunately falls on the Lakers' side of the net just a little tight, and this set and the game indeed will go to the Eagles. They win the third by a score of 25-20. Closest one yet, but unfortunately still a defeat. And I imagine they will still play out the fourth and fifth exhibition sets. Probably the fifth will only go to 15, just to make sure everyone's getting lots of playing time in preparation for the playoffs. Although actually, yeah, judging by those standings, yeah, wow, lots of teams in the West. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 teams in the West. And FCA kind of right in the middle of the pack at 4-4. So they will not be advancing to the regional tournament next weekend. This is the end of their season. On the Lakers side, they only had one other opponent in the Single A South. That was the Samuel de Champlain Jaguars. Sam de Cham actually took the, let's see how the dates are arranged here. Yep, on April 8th, Sam de Cham took the first matchup by 3-2. Looks like the fourth set actually went into overtime, 28-26. So they won, Samuel de Champlain won 3-2, but then back here at their home court in the David McMullen Gymnasium, the Lakers took the victory the next week by 3-1. So by virtue of having lost fewer sets, the Lakers are the ones who will be the number one seed from the South going into the tournament next weekend. So another exhibition set out there for the Lakers. Looks like a heavily veteran matchup. Yep, indeed, all four players on the bench for the Lakers are in grade 9. It is Grieve, McMullen, and Guittard up front. Adeline Albert, Willow Shepherd, and Grace Cleghorn in the back. Although Grace is currently on the bench now as libero Sarah Drost is in her place for now. Up front for the Eagles, it is Christie, Sullivan, and Surgener. And in the back row, we have number 12, Essen, the libero Martel, and I believe that's number 10, Olivia Young. Here's the first service, and sorry, we'll update those scores for you. It's 0-0, 3-0 for the Eagles. Lakers strike first here. It's misplayed by the Eagles there. And it will be Molly Grieve back to serve. Here it is, nice service. Comes over low, is direct response from Sarah Drost. Christie sends it right back to us. Set from Albert over to Guittard for the hit, but Olivia Young plays some good back row defense. Lakers lucky on that one. The hit does fall out of bounds. I think Shepherd actually did want to play it, but fortunately did not make contact as that went by. And Lakers are going to hang on to the serve now. Great service from Molly Grieve, recording her first ace of the evening. And Lakers opening up a 3-point lead to start things off now. And there's that commentator's curse as service falls a little short. And it's number 13, Neve Surgener, who will get the serve for the Eagles. Whistled in now. Surgener sends it over. Guittard is right there. McMullen with the set. Back to Guittard, who volleys it back row. Scrambling, Young sends it over. Good work from Dross coming in from the back line. Martel is there. Here's Young. Christie with the hit, but mistimes it. Falls at the top of her hand as opposed to in front. And that will not be angled over. It is the Lakers' point. 4-1 now, as Emmy McMullen goes back to serve. One of only 2 grade 9s out there for the Lakers. Has a bit of a veteran combination. Serve catches the top of the net, and it will bounce out. I'm trying to see who's running for that. Looks like it's number 8, Sophia Salvin's serve. Indeed, she is the one back there. Good work by McMullen coming in from the back line. Set by Guittard over to Adeline Albert with the hit. Couple of versatile players and still alive. Good heads-up play by Guittard. Getting that over to Albert, and Grace Cleghorn saw it coming at just the right time to send it over. Nice work by the Lakers front line, taking what looked like a sure point against and turning it into a point 4. Sullivan trying to reach for that, can't quite angle it in. And Lakers with a nice early lead now. You can hear in the bleachers they're getting lots of support. Guittard with a great serve. Martell is there, Young with the set. Christie looks to send it over, but that'll catch the net. And this may be the biggest Lakers lead of the evening so far, as we're going to get a substitution here. Number 11, Matea Collicott, is going to check in for number 5, Grace Christie. And looks like Coach Watt has a few words of advice for Christie there. She may be coming back in. Dig attempt there from number 12, Fiona Essen. Solid play, just laying out to try to get there, but millimeters in front of her was the ball, so directed it towards the sideline. 8 serving 2 now, as this is definitely the biggest Lakers lead of the evening. Setting up for a hit from Collicott, but that finds the top of the net. Collicott coming in cold, as indeed, as we mentioned, Grace Christie is coming back. Just needed a bit of a pointer from Coach Watt. Well received by Martell. Sent over on the second hit. Lakers caught unaware. Both Grieve and Guittard having to sprint up from the back row to get there, and that was the Lakers' undoing. Neither one getting there in time for a clean hit. So Eagles get the ball back now. 3 serving 9, as I believe that was Christie's serve. Albert calling the ball on the second hit, but falls between a couple players, and you can see Coach Mackenzie Grieve reminding the girls, you got to make sure you call those 50-50 balls. Communication is key out there on the volleyball court. As service will go wide from the Eagles. Almost came to our minor officials, Jordan Hill and Claire Williams. Big thanks to both of them for helping out with this game, as well as the folks up here in the skybox helping out. Huge thanks to Michael Breed on console and Jay Gillett on camera too. Willow Shepherd sends it over. Martell is there filling the gap. Adeline Albert over to Grieve with the set. Nice hit by Grace Cleghorn. Catches the Eagles unaware. Good placement from number 6. She is the other grade 9 player out there for the Eagles, as we have another substitution here. Charlotte Pond is coming off, and I believe, yeah, again, Coach Watt just giving her some pointers. Rachel Burgoyne is checking in for her temporarily. I expect after Coach Watt has said what she needs to say, she will be coming back in. Scramble by the Lakers, but it will go out of bounds on the other side, so it is Eagles ball. Here's Olivia Young now. Looking for guidance from the bench. Not sure if the substitution will be made before the serve, but no, she does get at least one in. And here's Grieve, second hit, sending it over, but it is out of bounds. Eagles cut the lead to 5 now, as they look to cut it even more. And here's Olivia Young with the serve. Lakers in the ready position. Cleghorn up front and all 5 other players back. They know Young has a strong serve. Nice work by Albert, sending it over on the second hit, and confusion there for the Lakers. Goes over the heads of the first row, but well out of reach for the second row. It's kind of that sweet spot. And here's Young now. Another good serve. Guittard has it over to Albert, who passes directly over. Surgener and Willow Shepherd with the direct response. Martell sends it right back. Hit nicely done by Willow Shepherd. Don't know if that's how she drew it up, but she's very happy with the result. Punches it just over, as indeed we do see Pond checking back in and Burgoyne heading back to the bench as Coach Watt has imparted the wisdom she needs to. Here's Grace Cleghorn with the serve, but that will fall just short. And Eagles now by 4 as Martell has got to have her teammate come in as the libero cannot play in the front row of the rotation. Has to be in those back 3 only. Here's Guittard. Albert sending it up and over, looking for a corner. Christie is there. And Shepard sending it cross court. Sullivan gets it to the Lakers. Lakers put it right at the front of the net, but not over. So it is another Eagles point. And Pond will get another serve now. Nice low serve as McMullen can't quite get underneath it and sends it right into the hands of her teammate. So 10 serving 12 now. And confusion there. Benefits the Eagles as Charlotte Pond will record her first ace of the evening. And after trailing by 6 or 7, I believe, they've cut the lead to 1. Chance to tie it up now for the Eagles. Ooh, Guittard plays it. Might have been a 50-50 ball, but still in play regardless. Guittard, nice play to keep it alive. Grieve getting it over. Surgener is there. Essen to Surgener. Grieve again with a dig. Great defensive play by Molly Grieve, but her team cannot capitalize. And we're all tied up after that big lead early by the Lakers. And it's shades of sets past coming back to haunt them now. Shepard with the set, and Grieve tries to send it over, just can't quite angle it correctly. Great service run here for Charlotte Pond. Has 1 ace and has contributed in a couple of these rallies to maintain her position at the server's line. Nice low serve, but Grace Cleghorn is there to field it, and finally, Lakers get it back on their side of the court. Good play. I believe that was Molly Grieve who hit that over cross court. Found a big hole in the Eagles' defense. Willow Shepard back to serve now. All tied up. Good service from Shepard. Forces the defense to backpedal. Snuck over. Albert is there, but can't send it where she needs to. So it is the Eagles' point. 14-13 now as they figure out who's next in the rotation. Ultimately figuring out it is Fiona Essen. And here's Essen with the service now. Good service up and over. Sarah Drost is there, but kind of catches her high, so can't quite put enough space underneath it for her teammates to get there in time. So this will be technically an ace, I believe, and certainly a point for the Eagles. Much better pass. Nice form from Dross. McMullen with a good pass over to Grieve. And forces Essen to make a diving play into the front of the net. That's a Lakers point. And now Molly Grieve with a chance to tie things up. I believe we've been all the way around the service order. She did start this set for the Lakers. And here it comes. Oh, just doesn't make it. Tough break. It was one of those 50-50 balls that might have fallen, just kind of rode the top of the net and then fallen on the Eagles side. Unfortunately, it will not be in the Lakers' favor this time. Service from Surgener does fall out of bounds. Good discipline there from the Lakers to let that go. And now here's McMullen. Chance to tie things up. Strong serve, but it does hit the bottom of the net there, so it's the Eagles' ball. 2-point lead for number 8, Sophia Sullivan. Good service from Sullivan. McMullen is there. Guittard with a nice set, and just a little too far in front of Adeline Albert. Kind of tough to play too tight in front of the net. So Sullivan will get another kick at the can. There's a good play by Dross. Direct response from Williams, looking for a corner. Or Christie checked that with the response. Forced the defenders to run laterally, covering a lot of ground, and tough to make the play you want to in motion. So good placement with the direct response. Here's Albert with a good pass. Guittard looking back row. High. Eagles are scrambling, but they do send it over. Drost from behind. Drost again with a good pass. Albert with a set, and Guittard switching up to volley over back row. But it works as Eagles mistime their contact. And Lakers have it now, still very much in play. 16 serving 19 as Guittard gets ready. Strong server. Number 11 in grade 11, Danica Guittard. One of the 2 grade 11 veterans on this team. Lakers would love to get a spark from her as she records another ace. There's another strong service. Martel has it, sends it into the bleachers. And there's another. These serves are too hot to handle from Danica Guittard. As there's another one, and it sneaks right over. Good work by Pond to sneak that. Willow Shepherd with a nice hit, and she's done really well with those. The hits that go right behind the opposing defensive front line. And the back line can't quite get there in time. Nice work, we're all tied up. Martel direct response, and finally, Eagles find something that works for these serves from Guittard. But we're very close now as we round into the final few points of this set. There's Christie, good service. Guittard, direct response, but it will go out of bounds. Good dig attempt from Guittard, but unfortunately, with the dive forward, couldn't angle it away from the sideline. Here's Grace Cleghorn, good pass straight up, and Adeline Albert has it over for Willow Shepherd, sending it looking back row. Emmy McMullen is there to keep it alive. Molly Greaves sends it over. Eagles do manage to send it. It's a pass up to Albert, and Shepherd with another hit. Direct response. Nice work by Molly Greaves sending it over. Guittard. And Albert one-handed, but Lakers can't quite finish. Some really good defensive plays from the Lakers there to try to keep it alive. Very good hits in motion. Those are tough to do, but can't quite get there. Here's Guittard to Albert for the set, and good work by Grace Cleghorn to keep that alive, but unfortunately does send it out of bounds. So now the Eagles just 2 points away from their 4th set victory of the night. It's Grace Christie's serve. Gets it to Guittard, to Albert for the serve, and Shepherd with a cross-court hit, this time changing things up and sending it to the corner. Caught the defender unaware. Lakers have not had a lot of success trying to hit those corners. Eagles are always ready for them, but Lakers managed to get away with one there. Could be a big point, 20 serving 23. Here's Guittard. That goes high, but it's still in play. Drost has to send it, but angled just a little too sharply from the back row. And now backs are against the wall as it is set point for the Eagles off of one of their strongest servers, Olivia Young. She's got a couple aces already this evening. Albert with a good receive. Shepherd, and that's unfortunately out of reach for her teammates. So again, identical score to the previous set. FCA 25, Harvey 20. And it is the Eagles 4-0 so far, as referee DeMerchant is climbing down, consulting with referee Bradford. It has been an hour and 20 minutes, so they might have to figure out together how much time we have, if it's a 15-point, 25-point set, or maybe just time to pack up. Not sure how this works exactly. Bradford is, okay, I thought she was maybe starting to tear down the protective padding around the net, but she does secure it, so leads me to believe, I think we're playing one more. Referee is just confirming with both coaches. And there's big thanks to those coaches, Coaches Ava and Mackenzie Grieve on the Lakers side and Coach Cassia Watt on the Eagles side. Those coaches put in tons of work to make sure that these girls can play a sport they love. So we thank them for their time and efforts all throughout the season, as well as another big thank you to Serena Bradford and Casey DeMerchant. They've been our referees not only just this evening, but pretty much all season long. They've done yeoman's work making sure that the crow's nest is always man's. There's always someone with an eagle eye on the opposite sideline, and these girls can play because, again, you cannot have these games without a referee either. And after that veteran-heavy lineup on the fourth set, it looks like we're going for a younger look with the fifth set, as Astle, Little, Durrett, Olivia Albert, and Cleghorn out there are all in grade 9. Adeline Albert with the ball, the lone grade 11 player, and Sarah Drost from the libero position in grade 10 will be checking in from time to time. It is Robertson, Lee, Surgener, Essen, Sullivan, and Martell, the libero, out there right now for the Eagles. Lakers strike first. They've struck first in almost all the sets so far, but of course that hasn't been the deciding factor, as they have dropped all 4 to the Eagles. Still, you'd rather have a strong start than the opposite. As Albert, 2 points already off of serves. Reception from Martell a little too high, and that's a dead ball. Not sure what the gym's like over at FCA. Might be used to higher ceilings. Is one of the few elements of the home court advantage here in volleyball, is you're used to calibrating for whatever your ceiling height is. Here's Adeline Albert with a good pass, because sets it over to Ellen Durrett, and it's younger sister Olivia finishing it off. Couple of Alberts out there on the court for what is nominally the green and gold, although currently more the black with a bit of gold. Here's Albert again. Big service going back row, and unfortunately for the Lakers, it does fall out. Eagles were ready to play that, but just couldn't get there in time, fortunately for them. And it will be Neve Surgener with the first service for the Eagles. Based on time, I believe this will be a 15-point set. Both Alberts getting in there. Oh, Durrett with a nice one-handed play to keep it alive. Olivia Albert finishing it off. Here's Durrett with a pass. Albert with the hit on the second touch. But Martell, direct response, and set from Durrett just a little close to the net there for the Lakers. And it will be Eagles points. 2 serving 4 now, as Neve Surgener, number 13 for the Eagles, getting back to play that. Adeline Albert to Drost, and Olivia Albert looks to send it over, but can't get it between the antennae. And now Surgener with a chance to tie things up. Ball is up and over. Adeline Albert to Olivia Albert. Ellen Durrett finishing it off. Nice scramble by the Lakers, as Eagles almost managed to keep that one alive. Ball kind of pinballed around, caught the net, but ultimately fell on the Eagles side. And now it's Grace Cleghorn with the serve. Good service. Martell, direct response. Adeline Albert in the back row, ready for that. Here's Gabby Little with a good hit. Direct response from the Lakers. Cleghorn is there. Here's Lee to Robertson, over. Martell back to Robertson with the set, and Sullivan finding the back corner for the Lakers, and no one really in the area. As you can see, Watt giving them a bit of hand placement advice, as Sullivan, after that good kill, gets ready for a service. Durrett winding up for a big hit, but a good dig there by Fiona Essen to keep it alive. Here's Durrett with the set now. Her classmate Gabby Little will send it over, and ultimately it is the Lakers' point, 6-4. And as I was saying earlier, I believe this will be a 15-point set, just based on the time. But we'll certainly keep an eye on things. Service from Olivia Albert, fielded low. as we'll chalk that up as the second ace of the evening for Olivia Albert. And here she comes again now, wearing number 2. Another sliding dig by Essen. Some good efforts by number 12 in blue to try to make the first contact. Just having to cover a lot of ground back there. Lakers really switching up where they're playing things. Burgoyne tried to hit it over but mistimed it and sent it straight up instead, caught on the double touch. So the Lakers will get this ball and an early lead now. If this is a 15-point set, I'm feeling pretty good. If it's a 25-point set, still lots of time to play. Robertson sends it up for Burgoyne with the hit, but Adeline Albert is there. Ella Durrett looking to catch the Eagles unaware. Third hit comes to Rebecca Astle, who sends it over, but Martell is there. Nice direct response from the libero. She likes to do that, number 9, Eva Martell. Eva Martell, I believe, sorry. And she's been quite good at that, kind of catching the Lakers unaware. Often your libero will be looking to pass up to your setter, but Martell not shy about sending it right back over to the Lakers, especially if they're out of position trying to catch them. Nice hit by Gabby Little, as Little finds a hole in the defense there. Lakers have doubled up their opponents now, 10-5. Where it is an exhibition set, I don't think they're going to change sides at the halfway point, as Durrett will send it over. That goes a little high, and Neve Surgener looking up to the sky to try to get a better sense of where those rafters are. And here's Durrett again. Good service. Catches Martell out of position. 12-5 now for the Lakers. And again, not 100% sure if it's 15 points or 25. I believe it's 15. And if so, Lakers should be feeling pretty good right now, although still lots of time to play, as that falls in front of the defender and will be an Eagles ball. Here's Kate Robertson. Good service to Durrett. Little with the second hit. And Rebecca Astle will send it over to the back line. Here's Lee. And Essen sending it over, but Adeline Albert's there. Nice work by Gabrielle Little. And forces the Eagles into a bit of a rush play. They hit that way too hard into the back corner. And now here's Gabrielle Little. 13 serving 6. This could be the penultimate point. Second hit there. And Gabby Little sends it over from the back row. Essen with the set. Surgener tried to send it over, and Lakers can't quite control that. So that is an Eagle point as Martell checks back out. And Burgoyne goes back to serve. Lakers just grabbing the ball from the bleachers, I believe. And it's Rachel Burgoyne, former Laker, wearing number 3 in blue and white this time. Back in a gym where she played lots of middle school volleyball, playing at the high school level now. Adeline Albert will send that over. Robertson to Burgoyne in the back row, but can't send it over the net. And now Lakers 14-7. This could be set points. Hard to tell, judging by attitudes on the court, as Astle sends that over on the serve. And here's Cleghorn on the third hit. Nice work, Martell. Direct response again, and Durrett and Little. Bit of a traffic jam back there, and Eagles stay alive for at least one more point. Watt giving some advice from the sidelines, reminding the girls about their stance. And here's the service from Fiona Essen. Good solid service. Both Little and Durrett there, and again, a bit of confusion. And the Lakers back row, Eagles may be able to capitalize on this to force extra points. Here's Essen again. Excuse me, Durrett over to Adeline Albert. Olivia Albert switching things up to send it into the back row. And Durrett Could only get one hand on it. Sent it directly into a teammate, Astle. And these Eagles still have some life in them. Here's Essen. Big service, but Lakers let that go out, and judging by the celebration, that is indeed a 15-point set. So Lakers do take one set here. They will not leave empty-handed as they head into regionals next weekend. Eagles 4, Lakers 1. But either way, thank you so much for tuning in, and congratulations to the girls on a good season. As we mentioned, they will be heading to St. Quentin next weekend for the regional tournament. We wish them luck, and again, want to thank everyone who made the stream possible. Big thanks to Jordan Hill and Claire Williams down there at the Don Fletcher minor officiating booth. Big thanks to coaches Ava and Mackenzie Grieve of the Lakers and Cassia Watt of the Eagles, as well as our referees Serena Bradford and Casey DeMerchant. Up here in the skybox, we've had Michael Breed keeping you on stream and making sure everything is good from the console position, and Jay Gillett was working camera too for those tight angles. A big thanks to both of them. And finally, we would like to shout out our premium sponsors one last time: Bill Gammon, Briggs and Little, David C.A. Williams Renovations, Dr. Dan Fletcher, Excel Manufacturing, Harvey I Helpers, Harvey Insurance, Hundredfold Acre Puppies, the Little Village Vacation Resort for Dogs, Paul Equipment, your local Devilon and Bobcat heavy equipment dealer, RSEI Consultants Ltd, Scott Pierce at Remax East Coast Elite Realty, The Station House, and Black's Grocery and Café. Drop in after the game for some freshly baked breads and sweets. We're off for the long weekend now, but make sure you tune in next week. We've got senior boys, senior girls, and middle school varsity girls all coming at you next week. We'll catch you then.